when their guy plays some games. Alright, hi everybody, Weather Guy here, and we are back with some more of the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And ever since last video, I've noticed something. So ever since I changed my setup, I had to change a couple things, not just the camera, but I had to quit using my sound quieter thing. I don't know what you call these things. Dampeners. And because the reason why, because it covers part of the screen, right? Whenever I use it. And what I've realized is that it was actually functioning before, and now sounds are picked up a little bit more easily by my microphone. So you may hear me more often now shifting in my seat with little squeaks, such as, which you don't really want to hear from a dining room chair style seat, you know? That's the world we're living in. Anyway, we are here at Drebber's lab, factory, I forget what it was called. And we're gonna see if he's here. There's our machine. It's another high super voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Oh, it's another one. That's interesting, because the other one is still at the thing, or it exploded. Indeed, it would appear so, though only a prototype, naturally. Ah, so you got it here, then. Gina, well done for finding this place. In such little time. You've really worked miracles. So here's the miracle worker. Woof. Well, there's our boy Gregson, squinty-eyed today. What's going on with him? I thought you lot would show up before long. Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. It looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips. Hey, what's going on there? So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer? Sadly not. We didn't find a soul in here. That's unfortunate. Oh, what a shame. Speaking of shames, I tried a V8 juice for the first time between this video and the previous video. And, it's a hot honey flavored. It looks exactly like tomato soup. And I gotta tell you, tasted vile. I was not a fan. It made me squirm and everything. It was awful. So I'm back on my Coke Zero. Thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us a chance to investigate. According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't want to say, go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? That's right, he's going to Paris. Thank you. Anyway, if you're hoping to snoop around in here, I'd get cracking. Lord Van Zeeks and the forensic investigation team are on their way here as we speak. Them again. I imagine you've got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. Right. So then, my dear fellow, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chance. And you, Shulms. Pardon? They take even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers. Dude, he loves to laugh, doesn't he? Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model. There we go. Alright then, let's see what we can find in here. Alright, let's look around. This obviously is very intriguing. This could be something that's shot from the crossbow bolt. The crossbow, rather. This is... It's a European-style quiver of arrows, with steel bolts inside. Oh, do you suppose... Crossbow bolts, these. Just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds. In other words... Yup. That's more evidence to support your theory. It all goes to show that Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes of the whole scam. Yep. Got that confirmed now, that's great. What else we got in here? A door? The store doesn't want to open. Yeah, looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard, so hands off till he gets here. With permission, Inspector, I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission. And no one's given it to you. Gregson looked as though he really enjoyed that. Well, there's no sound of anybody on the other side. No, Drebber must have fled at the first sign of danger. Very curious. What's up here? Oh, top part of the contraption. Of course. I'm sorry, Mr. Yu, that machine is covered by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it from the Crown and the government. What is this? Well, those two don't seem to be holding back. It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of deception to be seen, my dear fellow. No loose change dropped on the floor, nothing. Not even a bone for Topia, my dear fella. British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they? I think that's just these two, Mr. Sato. Yeah, you better not be making those widespread accusations. Those stereotypes, Sato. What on earth is this? An aeroplane, Mr. Ryu. One day, scientists believe it will allow humans to fly freely in the skies. Is that how the trick will be described, is it? Sorry? Well, it's actually suspended by a thin but very strong cable, isn't it? Oh, well, this model is yes, but a real airplane would actually fly high in the sky. While suspended from somewhere even higher in the sky, of course. Because large metal objects obviously can't really stay in the midair unsupported. Yeah, airplanes are insane, by the way. Like, when you try to think about how they work, it's insane. And this is coming from someone who was in the Air Force. So to you, the solution is ever taller towers? Yeah. Trophy? Ah, this appears to be most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say? It's an impressive looking back massager, that's for sure. I've no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away. Not what it is at all, but... It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist could wish for no higher honor. Ah. Would you like a massage? Crazy question, Sholmes. No, I'm fine, thank you. I had no idea it was such a grand thing. I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Mr. Enoch Drebber than conjuring tricks. Couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Ryu? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? For your tired shoulders, of course. He's not gonna let that go, is he? It's curious, though, isn't it? What's curious? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times. Interesting. Uh-oh. Oh! Something wrong, Mrs. Sato? Well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina, do you hear it too? Yeah, I heard it and all. What do you reckon, Toby? Woof woof. Right, mind the grease. I love that the screen shakes, that's sick. Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. There's another door. Oh my! Someone is in there! Ah, this rotten bleeding luck. My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago, if only it were countenanced, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. Come on, give us the go-ahead, Gregson. Concede. Fine, I'll take the rap for it. Just get us through that blasted door. There! You may enter at will. Confused minutes with seconds, I think. Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? Nothing for it, I suppose. This is an emergency. There is a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow. Yes. Oh man, what is through there? A bomb. A very obvious bomb. And a safe. And looks like maybe another trophy? Well, what happened in here? Everything's upside down. Yeah, look at that. There's footprints on the roof over there. Look at that. Rats, there ain't no one in here after all. But there must be. It was only moments ago that we heard those noises. Maybe that was the sound of Drebber running away. But there's only one door into this room. And no windows that could afford an escape route. Those skylights are too high. There's footprints on the ceiling, bud. Look at that. What's that up there? Are they footprints on the ceiling? Blow me, what do we have here then? This is a crazy room. This is like the last thing I expected to see in here. Looks like someone's trying to burn something in a hurry. Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints. To what? To Professor Hairbrain's farming machine, is it? Blimey! If we'd had these, there'd have been no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal. There's something of great interest here, too. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. A rope? What's significant about that? Probably climbed the rope to get out. Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Ryu. You must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before the forensic investigation team arrive too. This room is insane. Where do we even begin? I'm surprised this isn't something to investigate. Let's look at the bomb first. Mr. Sholmes, have you found something? Ah, Mr. Ryu. Yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating. What do you make of this? Well, let's see. I've never seen anything like it before. Oh no, we don't know what TNT is? Looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped up in a large wash meter. Mrs. Sato, what's the matter? That's a... Surely that's a time bomb, isn't it? What? Did you say... Time bomb? I'm sorry, but... What is a time bomb? Exactly. Come on, Ryu. Come on. Don't laugh. You truly are one of a kind, Mr. Ryu. I won't take that as a compliment. Ha! You don't know nothing, do you, Otto? You haven't got a clue what it is either, have you, Gina? I invite you to consult a dictionary later, Mr. Ryu. But this particular specimen is no time bomb, though I confess it has a very similar appearance. Oh, well, thank goodness. But then, what is it? Some other bomb. I see, so that's it. Or it's like a tripwire to something else. Goodness, Mr. Sholmes, have you seen to the heart of the matter? There are times when I consider my lot most unfair, for I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. Please don't give us another deduction thing. I don't want to do it right now. But I have learned to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Mrs. Sato. Here we go, I feel a great deduction coming. Oh no. Once again I can draw— No! Is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Drebber himself. Oh, but how could you... And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is without question completely genuine. Please, Mr. Sholmes, you must explain everything. It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade. Dude, his face is so scrounged up, it's insane. Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway. Dude, that's some good ASMR bottle caps closing. I don't know if you could hear that. Oh, you deflected the inspector's glare with such fortitude there, Mr. Sholmes. Well done. You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you. Kindly stand just there, Mr. Sato. Oh, yes! I'd be delighted. Here we go. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Here we go. I struggle with these sometimes, for sure. Topic 1. Flipped furniture. I honestly have no idea why all the furniture's flipped. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had until recently been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down onto the floor. Every item in the room on the ceiling? Are you suggesting that? No, I can already tell that was simply not the case, because if you look at the painting behind Sasato of the Eiffel Tower, you can see that it's right side up. So if everything was upside down, then painting would have been as well, right? Indeed, the key here, there's a safe number, is gravity. There's a number for the safe on the bottom of that chair. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. Could you imagine? For the gravity in this room was reversed, and then suddenly restored to normality. Goodness. The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Mr. Sato. I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day, in fact. What a terrible deduction. But then why does it have a clock on it? A most relevant question indeed. That is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. So you see, we need to look no further to explain the state in which we now find this room. Oh, brother. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Drebber, before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion sometime later by the timer device. I have witnessed precisely the scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed. Okay. Because gravity was reversed. This show, not the show, but this game hasn't really dove into anything science fiction at all yet, right? Everything has always been able to be explained by reality, you know? Very stretches of reality, like incredible coincidences and stuff, but no, nothing science fiction. Now, let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we had to explain his actions is above our heads. Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. I don't know about that. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. I mean, it's definitely because of the rope, right? However, there is but one way into this room, excepting the skylight, that is. Ah. Oh no, we're flipping. This is a pretty fun one in terms of the visuals. By inverting the gravity in here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way. The ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Sholmes. Gravity reversal was sudden. Wouldn't Mr. Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently? Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was cornered with nowhere to run, so escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution. Oh, the rope! To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one into the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. That's so silly, he just climbed out with the rope, right? And it was already anchored above. Which explains how Drebber was able to escape this room before our arrival. I bet that it wasn't Drebber in here. I bet it was someone, well maybe it was Drebber, but I bet it wasn't someone leaving this room right away. I bet it was someone trying to sneak in to steal something. and they use the rope to lower themselves in. And that's why everything is flipped. That makes the most sense. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun. Especially considering we didn't hear anybody in there earlier. The thuds we were hearing were probably all the different pieces of furniture flipping over. So they were probably looking for whatever was inside the safe, which it seems like they did not open. Because they were interrupted. Thus concludes the great deduction. Blah 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 blah. Topsy-turvy puzzle. Time to correct this. Gregson can't believe it. Look at those eyes. Gina's not paying attention. So Sato knows that this is stupid. She's completely spellbound. Oh, never mind. I forget that she's obsessed with Holmes. Sholmes, rather. Mr. Sholmes, there's just one thing that troubles me. I would expect nothing less. You're destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life. Brutal. Thing is such a thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean? I would say that with man's current scientific knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis. So we also think didn't actually happen. Your whole deduction hinges on it. Ah, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Gosh, I hate when people say that, honestly. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my more enduring pearls of wisdom. I had Iris come up with the exact phrasing. My original was clumsy. Yes, I have a feeling I've read it in something that Mrs. Sato lent me once. Objection. Actually, there is one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, the spell's broken at last. The rope you found on the floor, wasn't it? It was on the floor, wasn't it? Indeed it was, in lonely coils near the wall. But if Mr. Drebber had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall? Exactly. Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end, as I think you'll find do ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery we face in this room, now skillfully unraveled. His argument is that the rope simply untied itself. Fantastic. The argument is as circular as the coils of rope. I think perhaps we might need to give Mr. Sholmes the usual little helping hand. I'm sure with some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth. Yes, you're right. I really like this case actually a lot. This one's fun. We must do it quickly before Knock Drebber gets too far away. If you're ready, then let us resume. Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright. Time for some course correction, baby. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Come on, give us our first point. Dun 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 dun. Alright, is it time? There's a safe number right there. Gosh, I love this graphic of him walking across, everything floating. That's so sick looking. It really hits hard whenever this game doesn't use a whole lot of movement through scenes. So whenever a character actually does it, it feels incredible. It feels so good. Alright, now it's time to... I think gravity could have been reversed in this very room. I find the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Mr. Sholmes could conceive of such an explanation. The man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility, so... Yes, you're quite right. We must completely discount the idea at once. Well, that's unusually merciless of you, Mr. Sato. You have eliminated the impossible. Whatever remains must be the truth. The great detective himself said so, didn't he? While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices. Yes, I suppose so. Well, let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely reveals some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. Alright, we know what we're doing. We know what we're looking for. Where's it at? Where's the... We can't see the... Oh, an upright vase. There we go. That must be what we're looking at, is the upright vase.
Take that!
Because obviously if it fell from the ceiling it would be shattered and not upright. The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. Upon my word, Mr. Rio, you've surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps? No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes. Trust me. As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in this room is upside down, this unassuming cylinder vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor. And it's the exception that breaks the rule. In short, as much as it pains me, gravity in this room was never inverted at all. Fantastic. My deepest sympathies for your loss. Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes. But the show must go on, so let us continue with our deductions. Alright. Now that we know this contrivance is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility. You don't say. Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here. God, I'm struggling with words. Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that? Quite, and naturally there is an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because... Oh, we're past that now. That's obviously wrong. He's absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't he? I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong. Well, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason. I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though. Let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. Yeah, right there. Easy. This is an easy one, thank goodness. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination. Precisely, I believe, Mr. Ryu, that you had a very similar experience once, did you not? Yes, last year, when I bought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book just in case. That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information. Just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think. And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Ryu? When the day of the draw came around, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it. That's it, for people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget where they've noted things down. Not if you always note things in the same place. I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so I had to turn my room up. Thank you, Mr. Rio, but I believe I've proved my point now. Come on, let's open the safe. Which is at a very similar scenario as clearly unfolded in this room. Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. You remember that he'd written it on the underside of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one. Leading to the state in which we now find the room. Come on, open the safe. Yes, Mr. Drebber overturned all the furniture in here, in a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe. Perfect. One down. One down, one to go. The escape route was just via the rope. He probably did escape via the skylight. Now, let us consider the next conundrum. Yep. We're fine with this. Come on. Let's get there. We know this. Yeah. Silliness. Silliness, Sholmes. Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did these footprints get there? As it feels though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve. Can't think of any other way to explain it at all. Oh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed. It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place. Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail. Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place. I bet it just opened outward already and then he stepped on it when it was on the roof, you know? Balloon. Footprints on the balloon? Shoe up here? What the hell's going on? That was the last thing I expected. Let's try the shoe. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe. And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, the balloon. But for what purpose? A green balloon? That seems somewhat familiar data. It was a piece of a green balloon's envelope that Mr. Rio and Iris found at the scene. Inside the green balloon that Master God claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was a second birdcage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception. You mean to say, if we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, I love how sometimes I don't look at who's talking before I start talking, and I have to sort of change the tone mid-sentence a little bit. There is a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Oh yeah, let's look inside. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway. But the balloon's out of reach. Hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. Ah, that makes sense. Most probably, Drebber himself intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with the shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prisoner of those lofty heights. Okay, so where did this guy escape to? There must be a secret passage then. Oh dear, we must desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was somewhere we could see inside. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution. Oh, the rope. Okay. So it's going to be a different object. Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope. Alright, I have to admit, that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground? It's much easier said than done, I feel. It'll take us a very long time as well. True, perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? It's the crossbow, isn't it?
Take that!
Yeah. And if it's what actually happened, presumably. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow? That was found at the scene, in fact. And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber. The man had only brought it away with him that day. He could have avoided losing his shoe at such a critical time as this. Great point. Alright, so now we know the things. So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. No doubt? Was that what that said? My doubt, right? Okay. What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon? It's gonna be a mini birdcage. Like 1,000,000%. A head. What? I mean, it's kind of like a birdcage. What the? It's like a helmet. Is it the one that goes to the trust spells? A waxwork. Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside a metal mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock. You can't see the face inside. That means, man, the face reveal is going to be huge, isn't it? Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model. Does that mean... Oh, goodness. I see you've just joined the dots, Mr. Sato. Excellent. Ah, of course. A headless waxwork model. It all comes back together. The case of the abducted Madame Tuspel's model that you'd largely solved. It's only the head of the killer that was still missing. Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Tuspel's will now have to settle her sizable account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor. Yes. But why is it here? This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Tuspel's and returning it, since whatever, earlier today, was none other than Enoch Drebber. I feel like there's going to be a twist and it's not actually going to be Drebber. It's just been going on that it's obviously Drebber for so long now that I feel like it's going to be someone else. I feel like it might be Scythe. I'm really on the Scythe train. Professor Harebrain's case and the Waxworks abduction are inextricably linked by Drebber's workshop. Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows. All that remains is... Oh, by the way, my theory about the heads being swapped seems to not make sense anymore, because it would be weird if the person with the shovel had that big mask thing on. The architect? You mean Mr. Drebber? As it seems quite impossible he escaped via one of the skylights, obviously the man must still be here in the room. Yeah, exactly. And his location should be abundantly clear. You simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction. Drebber's right here somewhere in this room. I bet he's inside the safe. So, Mr. Ryu, will you do the honors? Yes, of course. Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be the... It's gotta be the safe. Nowhere else really works. Could be the wardrobe, I guess, but I feel like it's just gonna be the safe.
Take that!
Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here. Which tells us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time. He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe. And pressed for time, made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process, from which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Drebber. There we go. Is at this very moment inside the safe. It still might not be him inside the safe. Thus concludes Herlock Sholm's great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Fantastic. Another one of these in the books. Deduction complete. You'll love to see it. No mistakes either. That feels good as well. But this one was fairly easy, I feel like. So, Mr. Ryu. I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide-and-seek, don't you? Opening the safe, you mean? What else? Man, this scene really set up the illusion that someone was walking on the ceiling and stuff. That's really clever. I love that. Let's see, the combination was 1432582. I knew that. Alright then, here it goes. Moment of truth time, baby. Let's open it. That's him, okay. Never mind. Oh, what's his voice? What's in Drebber's voice? Probably something evil, right? Probably. It has the same clothes, too, as the scene. Basically, just a dark color now. But it has the same little cross symbols and a tie as well. You found me. He's adorable. Look at his mechanical hand. How clockwork is this guy? What an intro. He's fancy. Right then, sir. Mr. Drebber, I presume? Oh, maybe we should give him a more different voice, huh? Correct. Better start talking. You tricked Professor Harebrain with that bogus machine he built. This guy is very good at machinery. You see the way the gears move in his hand? And you should have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Dispels as well. Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. Dude, he did the wave thing with his hands. That was sick. Personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first. Deactivate? Your parcel at the bomb. I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in a most prominent position. Ah! Ha ha ha. I see stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me then? Look at that smile. Oh, that's devilish. No! Imagine the bomb goes off. Venture over. Mr. Sholmes, with only 7 seconds to spare? I was too close for comfort. I have 1 foot in the grave already. What a great action scene. Are you trying to help us get a killer or get us killed? Mr. Sholmes' seductions can be completely life-altering, can't they? Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say. Anti-gravity devices don't exist. Oh, I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. Alright, we have to talk to Robot Man Drebber. Just doesn't feel like the criminal, does it? Doesn't feel like the actual criminal. I don't know, something's off. What on earth happened in here? You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. Yeah, well, we've been giving it a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber. What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt. Whistling? Ah, that would have been me. Oh. For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today. Whatever that means. No words, just tightly squeezed chips. Lovely. Clearly, I must have a screw loose, though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe, and another one loose as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down. I also found a rope over by the wall. Yes, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So, I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe. Burning the incriminating evidence. Sorry. Regrettably, though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters. What did I just read? Oh, the head. Yeah, that's right, there was a head in the balloon. And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe? Having first set this parcel ticking. Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police. Got a death wish, have you? Riding right beside a ticking time bomb. Hiding. Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? Yeah, that much is obvious. It's no ordinary safe, it's specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it. So, in fact, the safe was the only safe place. Hilarious. Precisely. But once you climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again. I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within. Ah, so it is. That's clever. I've never even considered that. I mean, it wouldn't hurt the safety of it, would it? I had always intended to blow this place to smithers in any case. I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to come along and screw up my plans. Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up? No, that was unforeseen. What do you mean? Dude, the hand wave is incredible. I love it so much. Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet. I calculated the time required for retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works. Dude, Gregson's face is hilarious right now. He looks so done. Something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth? Dude, this scene is so good. I love this one. That's a hilarious image. I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. What about the 2 incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harebrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition. And the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to. That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor. Clad in a mask with a lock so strong, I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. I've been considering carrying it around as protection. Gosh, it's 1,000,000% her. She's wearing the same sort of weird coat that he's wearing, you know? She has the tie, too. She has a snake on her hand. What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here. Yes, well... Dr. Scythe again, so the forensic investigation team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You know, I think her and Lord Strongheart are like in evil cahoots. Like, big picture-wise. You lot, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe? Hello, Sholmes. Mrs. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe? If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell, you... Get out. Ooh. But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Ryu. Yes? It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today. But Mr. Sholmes. Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out, now, all of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. I don't trust her. Oh, understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed. Inspector, look at him coming to bat for us. What a pal. Cool. Something's giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber? So sorry, didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. I hate that they look like they're siblings, too. That also throws me off a lot. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you? Yes, you did disarm that one. Hey, what are you... Oh no. The zoom in. How far will the zoom go? Will the zoom ever end? Will we continue zooming in forever? That one, you mean? Oh no. Are we all about to be blown to Kingdom Come? Oh, out here. Oh my god. Guy's a terrorist. Wow. Did not see that coming. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. I can't believe Professor Harebrain worked with this guy and never caught on to bad vibes. That's insanity. But that is a great place to end. Next time, I believe, we'll finally be getting back to the trial, which is quite exciting, and who knows what's going to happen there. I know we'll have Drebber back. We may have Gregson, we may have Scythe, we may have Gina. And of course, we'll have Van Zeeks back as prosecution, which is always great and wonderful and lovely. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Y'all are amazing. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of others, and I see you next time. Peace out.